Hey everybody, Jordan here with our ROI interview. I am joined today with Melanie Notkin. She's coming to me live from New York City, and thank you so much for being with me today, Melanie.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
You started 4 years ago when Twitter was nothing but a tweet in the background, but it exploded, and you really took advantage of that. How would you quantify or qualify the ability to maximize your ROI using Twitter? You're clearly a pro at this.
You know, it's amazing. I mean, it's a microcosm of ROI because for let's say offline, you have a relationship, you continue that relationship on Twitter. So there's sometimes when you meet somebody, it almost can be difficult, and many entrepreneurs I think suffer from this, almost over networking, because you always have like some friend of a friend who says, "Oh my God, you have to meet so and so," and you're like, "Oh no, I can't have another coffee." What's great about Twitter is that in a micro way, it allows you to stay connected and really see what's going on in that person in your network's life. For those people who you meet directly on Twitter, there's a way to build relationships with each tweet by listening to them, by whether their dog just died or they just got acquired. Whatever the deal is, you can connect with them. The way that I've been able to really leverage Twitter is, I have to admit, quite extraordinary. A lot of brands are on Twitter. And because I am a trusted voice, because I always disclose when I work with brands, I never, while I'm personal, I never go outside my brand and my lifestyle identity. I've been asked by brands like Disney and Hallmark and Tropicana to tweet on their behalf. So when these companies ask me to represent them as essentially let's call it a tweet person instead of a spokesperson, it has financial revenue opportunity, of course, and it shows that a brand that big can count on somebody like me to deliver a strong message and really in a way a personal message to people who actually want it.
So, I mean, everything you're saying is eye-opening and fantastic, and everybody should be paying attention. And as far as boiling it down, what I heard, at least, is, first of all, it's a process. It's not an overnight event, tweeting. It does require connectivity. It requires connectivity. It requires listening and a back-and-forth communication. Are there a couple of other, so patience, persistence, connectivity, a clear brand? I'm trying to think of some like kind of basic tips that people who use Twitter should be standing on.
Yeah, I think the one thing that could be really really valuable there is, again, that idea of curiosity.
Okay.
Is maybe follow somebody who you have peripheral interest with and see what they're doing with their business or how they're living their life and connect with them. Okay. Or look at brands that are similar but different from yours, and how are they communicating? There are some outstanding brand representatives on Twitter. It's really tremendously powerful, and I say that my company is built on what I call my 3 little Peggies of success. Number one is a really focused niche, which we talked about, women without children, and I've dubbed this niche PANK, professional aunt, no kids. PANK is the new pink. The second is a really strong product. I invested a lot of time and money in all of the platforms, specifically SavvyAuntie.com, which went on to be nominated for a Webby Award for Best Family Site. Mm-hmm. Thirdly, it's about social influence, which is not just through social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, right, but wherever you go. Whether you are at a networking event, at a social media event, whether you've got a TV segment, however it is that you communicate with your audience as a person, social media enables us to take our personality and empower it and use it to lead, and so that you really can be the face of your business. And when people connect to people, they begin to root not only for you, but for your business. Right. So when you get on Twitter and you communicate with people, even if you have 100 competitors behind you, when you create a real relationship, you have leverage that those companies don't have.
Yeah. It's a whole new level of leverage that you as an individual, as an entrepreneur have, that people should be definitely listening into. So 4 years ago, did you create a plan that you knew you'd be here today?
No. I didn't know about Twitter when I decided to do SavvyAuntie.com. I learned about it 2 months later. Facebook, I just joined Facebook the month before. I did want a book. HarperCollins approached me just over a year after I launched SavvyAuntie.com. So while I had it in my mind that would happen, I really didn't know that it would happen that quickly. Here's what's important to me in terms of again, that question of ROI is to focus less on a concrete, dogmatic, I want to go from here to here. Because whatever your goals are, they're limited to what you set them to be. What I think one should do is have a direction set. I want to go this way. I want to be multi-platform. I want to eventually get on television. I want to write 3 books, whatever it is. And follow the tactics of which that you immediately know about. But make sure that you leave room for all the new tactics that come into play. And again, that's why curiosity is so important, because when you start to read technology blogs and social media blogs and advertising and marketing blogs, as well as regular journalistic published online magazines and newspapers, etc., you'll start to know what is up, what is new, what are the things that I can use. So for instance, one of the things I don't use, but I understand why many marketers do, is Foursquare. Because I never want to be in a situation where an aunt used Foursquare, which is a geolocation marketing tool, and she was with her nieces and nephews, and somehow somebody who wanted to find her found her. So you have to be specific and careful about what you do, but be open to everything that's coming. Again, that sense of curiosity is probably the best tool you have as an entrepreneur.
So Melanie, you and I could go on all day. We're having a great conversation here. I want everybody who's watching right now to make sure that you went out, get Savvy Auntie. Also, check out SavvyAuntie.com. Also on Facebook, as well as on Twitter, following her. 60,000 people loving her on Facebook. Over 16,000 people following her on Twitter, and the numbers continue to climb every single day. She's a force to be reckoned with. Thank you so much, Melanie, for joining me today. Any last words?
Oh, I'm just so happy, and I do hope that all the women and any uncles out there who want to join the entourage, I welcome you with open arms. Jordan, thank you so very much for having me. This is a thrill.
Bye now.